Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. Cross the line in 3, 2, 1.
What is good, everyone? Welcome to episode 144 of the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. My name is Jeff, and alongside me again is the Joe Hendry to my Yuya Uemura. It is Lucha, everybody. What's up, Lucha?
Can I get a JOYA?
So Lucha knows that. He's watched the main show and most of the pre-show, but he has not seen the entrance of JOYA yet. So the smile upon my face is not going to go away. But this is going to be a different episode. We'll get to that in just a second. He's going to watch it live while we do this. But we're going to hit up the review of this. We're going to do our rating. We're going to talk about all the news. But this is going to be a low-key setup, man. If you guys been following Reaction or the channel, it's been a long week for me, but it's been a great week for wrestling. So we get to talk about that, and I'm excited about that. But there is no live chat. We will be back at it, though, for Victory Road Review / non-spoiler episode 1000 talk on September 10th, twitch.tv / TNAIW channel. Max will be there. Lucha will be there. It'll be a good time. Join us for that. Hey, you got the Slam Cup. Mine's all faded. Use it too much. But we're going to have some fun. We're going to shoot the shit. Not too much glitz and glamour. Just two friends talking about this. Almost preparing, if you will, for season trace of LOL Trinity. Coming to you soon. I don't know.
LOL 3NA.
Hey, I like it. But it's going to be a little bit different. So we do need your guys' help. Let's plug all of our stuff first, Lucha. We're going to need your help because we're going to do a high five. So it's going to be myself, Lucha, and Johnny will all be back there, but we're going to come with a topic, and each of us has 5 choices, and we're going to shoot the shit, and then compile a list of 5. So the top 5 of people who should have signed, people who should have left earlier, that kind of shoot the shit stuff. Let us know what you want us to rank, and we'll do that. And speaking of rankings, you could check out Lucha every Tuesday for Go Power Rankings with Bert and Datala. You guys are filming shortly. What are we going to expect this week on the show?
I don't know if Bert is going to make the show. You know, he's like the third Rascal. So, and they won the tag titles. And he's probably, I don't know if he's alive.
Okay, really fair enough. Celebrating. Well,
celebrating heart attack.
Jesus. Don't wish that upon. We love you, Bert. Yeah, so we'll be celebrating because the Rascalz did win. We're going to talk about that. You can check them out celebrating Go Power Rankings Tuesday. And then our 2K Super X Cup 2023 to crown our first X Division champions off to a fun start, man. We just had the second part of the first round, locked in our quarterfinals. So we'll have the quarterfinals this week. Matchup you're looking forward to the most?
Yes.
Good answer. That's what kind of show this is going to be, and I'm here for it.
And just wanted to let everybody know that this the quarterfinals of the Super X Cup will be taking place from Emergence.
Oh, nice. So it'll be blue. We'll hold off on that in a second because there's one more thing I want to say, and it's a thank you to you guys. This is the 406th episode of anything on this channel, or video, excuse me, 144th of this show. And we are at 405 in subscribers. So literally when we say one fan at a time, one friend at a time, I appreciate you guys for every like, subscribe, and everything in between, especially the comments that keep reaction going, me going. And we love you guys. So this is 406. Someone help us out. Get us that 406 subscription. But let's start and let's talk about the elephant in the room. And Lucha, you might not know what I'm talking about because the elephant might have been outside the ring, so you might not have been able to see it. But Jesus H. Christ, it didn't ruin the show. And we'll talk about that. Obviously, I'm giddy, and we had a good show and a good time, and they squashed it, later in the show. But what the hell why was it so dark? Usually the Rebel, the most beautiful place we look forward to viewing our product at. So lay it on me. What was I know what your thoughts were, But what what the hell were you thinking, man?
Like, I'm just like, this can't be the same venue that we were just in for Rebellion. Like, I pulled up a picture of Rebellion, just a random still, and just that one still there, like the whole bar lit up, the couple lights they got on it was active and shit. Everything was flowing, everything was beautiful. It looked like on Emergence, the shit around the ring, there was like a couple spots that were yellow when it was supposed to be blue. I don't know if that was just me tripping, but it just looked cracked out. And then, like I said, the stage, the whole video bar joint was not being used, just that little small screen. I'm like, why are we doing this? And then the fucking lights were whose entrance was it? I know it was Moose's, where you couldn't see him for fuck. And then there was somebody else's entrance that I swear you were gonna get epilepsy.
Oh yeah, Jake Something's almost gave me
yes!
Yeah, Jake Something tweaked me out, man. Tweaked me out. So yes. Yeah, there was some weird shit, man. I told you through text, I was like, this is like when you and your friends are trying to play ball still, and it's dusk, the lights are out, so you all turn your car headlights on. Like, bro, we're talking about Hardcore Justice 2010 or whatever it was. Like, what are we doing here? I just, and I don't want to beat it to a pulp, but let's be unbiased, transparent, and honest here, man. That was a kick in the nads to start off the show. But they did put out something today, try to put out the fires, or just perfectly timed. But production's going to get a nice burst of revenue here, or stream some money in there so they can upgrade to this and that, which is great. Happy for them. It said something about them getting more time and being able to do, being up to, 2023. Awesome. The problem I have is, and maybe I misread it, did you read anything about it being updating the lights and stuff inside the friggin' arena, or?
Not necessarily. It just seemed like a bunch of like editing stuff, which is cool because that could probably
On that side, by the way, I think they've been killing it. Besides for that Slammiversary thing we had, these past episodes have been pretty damn good. We're coming off a good episode.
But I'm not even like on my personal wish list. If you say I have a choice between pyro and lasers, give me lasers.
Lasers, yeah.
Give me lasers.
Yeah.
And I'll shut up.
Give me early 2000s. I'm cool with it. Give me a tunnel and some lasers, and I'll be happier than a pig and shit. It doesn't need to be. I just want it lit, and I want it to be able to see, and I want to be able to see when you have a speedball Mike Bailey do his moves, which tend to land on the outside. I want to see him.
Yeah.
I think that's easy enough. But I don't want that to be the focus. We only spent a couple minutes on it. I got my blue in the background just to for you guys at home that want to make this an Emergence look. I don't know what it was, and I'm not going to pretend to know, but I'm not going to make excuses for it either, because we're on the same page. But I will say this: let's shift on to the actual pre-show. Now, you didn't get to watch it. I already mentioned you watched half of it, so you saw the half of the tag team. We're going to watch the entrance here in just a moment. But first was Speedball Mike Bailey with the Ultimate Weapon defeating Alan Angels. And, we talk here and there, but as far as up to date on Alan Angels, man, I like this kid. And it's not that I didn't prior. It's just there's a lot of against the 8-ball here. Off of his other runs, off of this thing, his size, his look, all these different things that it felt like weren't coming together. He might not be it right this second, but he will find it because he wants it. And I keep noticing that every week he ups his gear, he ups his look, he's getting bulked up, he's getting tanned, it's the little big things that show through the camera that, okay, this guy, he might not be in the spot he needs to be yet, but he wants it and he deserves it. And I like this kid, so I'm rooting for him. And by the way, the bell to bell, he could go. Feels old school X Division. I like that. So I want to ask you about him and where you're at with him. The match, of course, you haven't seen, so we'll pass over that. It was great. Look at the two people involved. Great tone setter. But also, what's going on with Mike Bailey? He's picking up a dub, but where is he?
Okay, see, my relationship with Speedball. If you go to any like weekend where there's wrestling happening, a lot of times you're gonna see him wrestle.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
right.
Times two. That motherfucker wrestles a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's just living his indie gimmick on TV. My man just wrestles. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses, and it's
fair.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine for me because the matches are always fire.
Always, and that's not the issue I have. It's the question I have is it because that is who they want him to be and that's who he is, period, or is it, all right, we like this kid, we don't know if he's gonna stick around though, so should we invest too much depth into this character? I don't know. I hope it's not that, because he is legit.
I mean, he was also X Division champion and a pretty damn good one within the last 12 months. So, you know what I'm saying?
But we're getting close. Bound for Glory's coming up.
We are getting close.
We're getting close.
That is true. But I mean, he's still out here, and he's still like, he's not the focal point, but he's not even a focal point. But you know, he's here. He's not freaking Rhino.
At the same time, does he need to be one? Like when he goes out, you know he's a star. Like you don't need to have a whole shebang or storyline. So I get that as well. I just want to make sure it's not one of those things where like we're coming up on Bound for Glory, so is the contract. I don't know. But super talented dude. When he comes out there, obviously he looks like a star, so you don't need that. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's, you know, not a we'll just put him out there kind of thing, you know.
Nah, I just think my man just likes to wrestle.
No, that's the other thing. That's what I was trying to. Real quick, we've been predicting, and it kind of happened, and maybe it still will, but there looked like some camaraderie building with him and Josh before Josh's injury, and we thought Team Canada was coming. So who also knows? And then he went to Japan. So we have to mention that as well. Who knows if it's a mix of things, you know.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Team Canada thing goes, I don't know how we're getting there at this point.
I think it's dead in the water.
Kind of got muddied.
Yeah. Too many things I think told us that it wasn't supposed to be. Josh's injury, Maclin's injury, just so much. We'll get to that though, because I think that's so much good stuff in the 8-man tag. But let's get to something I already mentioned, because it's not only the next one on the card, but also I can't wait for you to watch this entrance. I'm hyping it a little bit too much maybe, but I think it's damn worth it. Yuya and Joe Hendry are going to beat the Good Hands after the Good Hands run down the Toronto, which is wonderful. They're going to hit a combo cutter for the win. They're going with this tag team. I got to mention, there's Nickelback chants, so shout out to Toronto for that. And I don't want to ruin it, so I'm not going to say my only little gripe with this, and it goes back to production again. So I'll save that to after you watch this. But I'm going to set this up like this, and I don't want to grandstand it, but I'm going to. I had a shit week, Lucha. I told you that.
Yeah.
Buried my cat at 2 a.m., puking blood at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., and then under an amnesia. Is amnesia? No, not amnesia. Anesthesia.
There we go.
I have amnesia because of the anesthesia by 2 p.m. So it was a rough boom. But when this damn thing hit, I am not lying. My daughter popped. It still keeps doing the dance and the clapping. I'm not joking here. She's 4. And it just made my fucking day. I'm going to be dead ass. And that's, the reason I mentioned that, too much information, yes. But also I wanted to give love to oh my God, Gary and Millard, who both sent well wishes, which you guys are the best. I thank you guys. I can't wait to talk to you on Reaction. And Sunday, September 10th, live here. But with that being said, it just made me happy. I want you to watch it. So if you could press play now, give commentary over it, or just watch it and we can just laugh. And maybe at home, watch along, who knows, or fast forward.
This first ever TNAI. Hey, this was one hell of a TNAIW reaction.
Right.
First ever reaction on reaction.
All right, just mixing. Who gives a shit, right? We're having fun. He's laughing. He's having a good time.
All right, so he just said some shit.
Oh yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, they do the EC3 thing, which I am not a.
Every week I see Joe Hendry do anything musical. I hate him and I love him so much.
You know, it was one of those things with him, and I keep saying it is, of course, I want his, him to have some bangers and stuff. But as far as him as a character, are you watching already? Can I get a Joe? Yeah. It's so. Every week, it's hard to go up against to knock a babyface funny thing out of the park, and he does it every damn time. He's a genius, Dun 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 dun.
Baby, can I get a? I fucking hate it. My AirPods. Oh my god.
Are they even in the ring yet?
No, we're at the stage. Baby, can I get a JOYA? I fucking hate him. I want him fired. I want him to get a promotion. I want to sue him.
Bro.
There's so many emotions.
Made my day. Absolutely made my day. And I can't stress enough how just, low I was. And I was geeking out. Look, I said this on Reaction multiple times, and I'm gonna keep saying it. The natural charisma, language barrier or not, that oozes out of Yuya's expressions. He's just happy. He looks so just happy.
Dude, I'm telling you, if not Bound for Glory, I'll go a step further. By Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
Once they have this down.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of the greatest things in wrestling.
Are you at the ring? Are you in the ring?
They're done.
Oh, they're done. Okay. So now let me tell you my gripe. And then I'll we could talk about it real quick. Production. I understand, or whoever's in the truck. I understand that there's a attractive female at ringside, and I know that's, I won't say. I'll just say sometimes rare. I get it. You want to get them in the shot. But how many missed shots? They are literally, you must know the entrance is going to have a triangle at the end. You almost missed the triangle, and you did until the end, which, Buzz Killington. Other than that, though, what a great pick-me-up, man. You think it's going to be the coming out to Bound for Glory?
I say Hard to Kill. By Hard to Kill, they will have all the camera cues and shit figured out. Joe and Yuya will be a little less awkward with it because this is the first time.
I think that's the better part, though. It's just
it's still got to keep a certain essence of awkward, but as far as like them doing it,
okay, awkward. fair. If they get into it, if they're like into it, yeah. I'm with
so. That's why I say if they run with this, By Hard to Kill, this one will be one of the best things in wrestling. And when Joe Hendry turns on Yuya and beats the fuck out of him, is gonna make it that much sweeter.
Yes, because there needs to be, and I hate to just say my MK Ultra when I'm looking too far ahead. Let's enjoy it while it's here. But the moment they're in that ring and they're doing the dance after a couple losses, and then Joe just turns around and clotheslines him, will be the greatest moment.
Yes.
But this was good shit, man. Glad to see the good hands in here as well, getting to talk. They're basically a better looking FTR is what I told them. But I like what they're coming into. We said the Naturals, but I think they could be more, and that's no disrespect to the Naturals, but they're a good solid team, man. I like that.
Hey, the Naturals are former NWA Tag Team Champions, so is this necessarily a bad thing to say?
No. I'm just saying I think that eventually that flame pittered out. Is that a word? I don't know. I didn't graduate high school, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you.
So I think these guys can do the long haul if that's the future. But either way, JOYA, getting the win here, beautiful stuff. I don't want to be a downer about it, so we'll just say our love to Terry Funk and Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt. They did a 10 bell salute, which I thought was justified. And a nice reminder of what would this, this is really about. Like, yeah, the lighting shit, but there's other things in the world here. And we're going to go into, first of all, shout out to production on this, because the video, from the music, the cuts to edits, what they featured, to everything, the voiceover. I love this package that opened the show, the Emergence video package. And just like on the show, where we're going to, this last Thursday, I thought there was a lot of good stuff like that, like Swinger's little retro nostalgia thing. There was a lot of cool little things that you could tell they're spending their time on and that are good. We just got to light the arena. I know it's different hands, but, So.
Just do what you did in April.
Let's get to this, though. We got a no DQ match, and EY is going to defeat Deonna after a pile driver on the barbed wire board.
Yes.
So, Lucha, this match had everything, had a super Eric spot. They went balls to the wall there. I don't know. Well, I guess that's my first question. There'll be a few. Do you think this is the end of this? Is Eric Young, World Class Maniac, and the Deonna design stuff, is this the split here? Was that the last of it? That's question one for you. And the other question is it possible, or maybe the flip side of it, is it possible for another decade and a half they fight over ODB? Is that what this is over? They're both... Was ODB so good? I love ODB to death. But that's what these men are fighting, right? We know it's the truth.
Are fighting over that woman. Oh, right? My God.
She's mine. She's mine. She's mine.
In the words of ODB.
Boom. Good shit, man. Love ODB. And rightfully so that they fight over. But they're going at it. Is this going to continue? And where does the design go from here, man? I'm going to tell you, not that my 4-year-old daughter is the tipping point or whatever, but she, and I agree. But Deonna has come around, man, as far as the facial expressions and figuring out who his character is, the look of it, and what he does. There was one week where he reversed.
Reverted?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But I think he's got it. And still don't like the name. Deonna. You can't take it seriously. The crowd was chanting.
Bring Cody back.
I'm okay with Cody. I think Cody could be the creator Cody or something. There could be something. I mean, that's a little
Cody
gimmicky.
The creator.
Something. They could come up with something to be taken seriously. But I like the dude. I like everything going on here. Your thoughts on everything that happened, and is this feud over, or do you see them still messing around?
I don't. To me, the only way this feud continues is if they have someone they want to bring in.
Okay.
I'm not saying, because I don't know shit. I don't know anybody in the fucking company. Right. Everything's just, it would be cool if.
Right.
But let's just say they know that Big Joe might be good to go by October.
I mean, that'd be nice.
And yeah, because we don't really know shit about Big Joe.
Yeah.
But, let's say they know that that's where we're at. I would drag this along for that tag match.
That's fair.
EY Joe versus Cody and John.
Oh, okay. The others, okay, to extend it like that. Yeah, that's cool.
But if you don't have that plan, and we know how unlikely that is, this should be it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? 2-on-1, he's doing Super Eric double DVDs, and he's taking care of business. I think they, puts it to rest.
And then I will say this as far as like the future of the design, because I feel like that there is no future of the design.
Oh, you think? Okay. So I think they're coming together, man.
Or let's say after the whole Bully Ray thing with PCO, you give me PCO and Khan as a tag team with Deonna as the manager.
I would like that, because
I don't even like PCO like that.
I enjoy PCO, but I am getting tired of I can get through shit and no sell it and then go chase people. I get it.
I just wish they took the Frankenstein element away from it. Like, he can do everything that he does as PCO. He can still be called PCO. He just doesn't have to fucking be Frankenstein. Like, let this man talk and be regular and still be fucking Sabu.
I get what you're saying. My kid likes it, but no, I get what you're saying, man. I just tag would be nice. See, I keep mentioning this on Reaction. Like, I like the idea of course, the old IP, but a new church feels more. You bring James Mitchell into the mix, and you have Diener maybe change his name. I think Khan has a very Malicey kind of size and look to him, so I think they could do something there. But
you gotta pay attention to what's going on with Steve
with that plague thing, man. That's not, obviously he doesn't make this card, but the interviews and stuff, I'm glad you brought that up, man. And I got to talk about that because that was the finale right before. Spewing stuff going, love it, man. Happy's got something.
It was very 07 Raven to me.
Okay, I feel that. And I like the that it's giving him something to bite into, man. Instead of just being, I'm Steve from Decay, he could still be Steve and it could still be Decay. But to add this next layer is what he needed, man. So I'm really stoked about that. But yeah, look at if Steve goes with them too, that's a whole different avenue for them as well. But who knows what happens. Let's keep it going. Gio's back there with Joya. We're not going to hit up the talking too much. Taylor's attacked backstage. In real life, it looks like she has some knee issues, which is unfortunate. Love Taylor Wilde. Love the Coven together. But we're going to go right in from there to taglines and the KO tag match. Jody Threats taking the place of Taylor Wilde with Kylan King here. But it doesn't matter, as MK Ultra is going to defeat Kylan King and Jody Threats, Shaw Taraj, and Death Dolls. I thought this was a great... You remember I told you I thought this would happen at Slammiversary? I'm glad it happened here because how far we've come. This division is dope. We got entities. We got groups. We got constant groups and things that can interchange. Your thoughts on the match and where we're at with the division?
Taglines made me nervous.
How so?
The very first tagline. Jody Threat and Kylan King have never teamed together.
Oh, okay.
Go back to when MK Ultra won the titles. Killer Kelly and Masha Slamfish have never teamed together.
Right.
Go back to whoever won the titles before them when they won the titles.
Oh, so you think there's a trend? Yeah. It was the Coven, yeah.
I was real nervous that was going to keep happening.
Yeah.
So I saw that shit. I was like, ooh. Is there a name for that move? For the double, like, pile driver type situation?
Murder? I don't know. They stuffed Courtney Rush like Thanksgiving turkey, bro. She was head first, man. Yeah, it did a good job. It really did a good job of showcasing what they got. And I can't stress this enough. I could watch Kylan King bump all day. Just the way she moves in that ring is just different. And all of these girls have something different. They all hold their own completely. And that's not kiss ass. That's just dead ass honest. They all bring something different to the table. But I think King's a superstar in training here, man.
And because for sure, another thing on with King and Jody, the dope thing they did within this tag team match was set a potential one-on-one rivalry down because friction between them two, which would have been made even better if they won the titles. It's like, bro, I don't fuck with you, bro. I don't fuck with you. We got the belts.
I actually have this comment for the 8-man tag, but I'll say it here because you're bringing it up so it feels organic. But a lot of these matches, we knew Emergence look. It's on the same day of All In, All Out, UK, whatever. Yeah. So there's a lot of wrestling going on. They knew that was going to happen. They still trended. They still put on a banger of a show. But everything they did here was 15 promos within each match. Like, it set us up for not only Victory Road, but for after that, towards the Headbound for Glory. This episode, I always want to say pay-per-view plus special. I'll get with the times. Really set us up for the future, and it was a showcase. A lot of these were showcases for that, but still damn good matches that, like you're saying here, set up for something next. And I thought it wasn't forced, but it was a nice little thing that I thought they did throughout this show. Yeah, man, and I'm with you. I'm with you. And you know, shout out to Death Dolls who still have their thing going on. I like that it's different and they're entertaining. And the Shaw Entourage as well. It feels like these teams are embracing what they're doing, and of course Giselle is going to do more eventually. It seems a lot of her in the sheets about singles.
I really wish that they would split them two, because I feel like they would be, to me, better served, you know, as solos.
Who's that?
Within Giselle and Savannah.
Oh, okay.
You know, not saying you don't have to give Savannah the Kong playbook, but like give her the blueprint or something, you know, and just run. So you could run Savannah Kong style through the lower half of the Division 4 grid.
Lower half. Yeah, see, look,
lower half.
I believe in her. I love her look. When she debuted when we were there, Slammiversary or the taping after, whatever taping after, we were like, damn, okay. I mean, maybe, did you know her though? Because from the North Carolina route, isn't that where I can't remember.
She's from out in Charlotte. I knew, I was familiar, but I didn't
at the time register.
Yeah,
I had no clue, and she has a presence. She has a look. I don't know where she's at so far. We only see her in tag teams, except the Monsters Ball. So
exactly the Monsters Ball that I coached her to victory on. by the way,
I just don't know. I just think there's a thin line, and I don't know. I don't watch enough. I watch all of her matches, but I don't watch enough outside of what we see to know if she's ready one-on-one to carry whatever. And that's not for me to say, but there's a thin line between Awesome Kong and
Lady
Tapa, brother. So we gotta be careful. But if she's ready to go, I'm for that, because Giselle's eventually going to be her own star. She already is, and I think Savannah. I think the world of Savannah as well.
And then I'm still
time-wise.
I'm still harboring resentment because they didn't pull the trigger on Tasha and Savannah as tag champions. Also,
yeah. Where's Tasha? Come home, Tasha. Where are you at?
At home, which is the problem.
Yeah, you're right. At her home, yeah. Next up, we're going to get that Swinger Retro vignette, and then Gio with Swinger, where they're really going to put over more of a serious side, so it gives you a little, oh, shit, maybe he does do this. Not really, but still, you know, the effort's there. But I want to shout out this, because the Swinger Retro vignette, I already talked about the one on Thursday, but same here. Love Zicky, love what they did together. But when we have Swinger alone, we could do this nostalgia retro thing and stick to it like he's a man from the past. And it explains a lot what goes on in the ring, too. But, you know what I mean? But I love this character, man. And this is exactly the wheelhouse it should stay in. But we get that vignette, and then we get Fight Bites. And then we get Kenny King defeating Johnny Swinger. Your thoughts on it all? Sheldon getting booted. Heath's interference where it almost thought it was going to happen. Yeah, that was a moment. And then, of course, Tommy getting attacked at the end because Kenny's only defending against 50-year-olds, I guess. But your thoughts?
Man, when Heath came out and hit that shit, I just knew Swingman was going to do it, and I was going to be hyped. Like, I wouldn't have been mad.
I love Kenny, though, but it would have been a moment.
See, and I wore this shirt.
Yeah.
To respect the homie, because my homie went out there and put it all out on the line.
Yeah.
The only thing with the Swinger character I wish they would do, as far as like some character growth, is bring him into the 90s.
I think this does kind of. There was no VCR. I don't know what the hell technology they're using. That's more 90s, right?
I want Swinger to get out of the 80s. Stop using 80s references. Start using 90s references.
Okay. I could see it.
And same vein, but just different decade.
Okay, so no zebra print. We want like slime.
Start to get some denim.
Slime. Some denim.
Some
denim. Okay. Yeah, I can mess with that. And look, he always, if it's Palace or Paradise or whatever the hell the different places were called, Dungeon.
Still.
Let's get something like that, man, because he should be on TV. And if it's not wrestling, 365 days a year, of course not. But should it be he's always entertaining. I always feel like he's entertaining. So, but yeah, this. So as I said, Dreamer gets attacked at the end. Do you think we get something like Kenny and him? I say $5. We get a Dreamer Funk promo and a DMC title shot. That's what I would guess.
As long as this whole ordeal eventually ends with Heath. God bless. Ends with Heath winning the DMC. I'm cool. I've been like really, really high on Heath the last like 2 months. I feel like they've taken the DDP 97, 98 playbook and just copy and paste
Impact
the
Zone
Heath
version.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that. And then it's working.
Yeah.
Look at the reactions my man's getting. He's like top 5 reactions every time he's there. So I'm like, give him the fucking belt.
Right. Of course, it's the simplicity. Anyone he comes out and does a finisher, the crowd's going to be hyped, right? And that's not take against him, because since day one, when he came in, man, and God, that damn injury, he was on a projection to do some big things. He looked great. He was hyped. He has a different presence on it. And you don't stay in a company that long, you know what the fuck you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So every time he goes out there, if it's in something you want him to be in or not, as a character, he always delivers. He always makes it entertaining or makes you give a shit. So with him being the one doing this character of, I'm going to come in and get my finisher, it's just a little bit better. And I dig it, man. I do dig it for him, and he deserves it. And I don't know if he's going back or not. I think he deserves that as well. But while we have him, I think this is damn fun. And if it's DMC, look, that DMC, the lineage is good. And Heath wouldn't be a stain on that whatsoever. It's just about keeping it to where that person is believable to move up after that. Kenny King is, to me, like, hey, he could go for number 1 contendership for a world title soon. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So,
but at the same time, because I agree with you on that. But at the same time, if Johnny Swinger won the belt, that would have been like one of the greatest moments.
Oh yeah, I said it. It would have been a bro. I know no one agrees with me with this, but it would have been a bromance tag win for me. Like when they finally won, and I was like, oh, like all my friends were like, we hated these guys, but we love them, eh? I was disgusted. But I would have. That's most people were, but I wasn't, man. We kind of puffered, Johnny included. We just enjoyed it, man, for them. And I think that would have been the same for me with Johnny and Zicky. Didn't have to be a long run. Didn't have to be a defend every night kind of thing. But that same thing I would have felt, I think, if Johnny won last night. Would have sucked because I love Kenny King, King King. But I digress. We're going to move on to the next one because it's another title matchup. But it also has, and it's Rascalz defeating SubCulture. A lot into that one because damn good match, of course. I mean, what's going to happen? I didn't realize the UK tour was all the way in the end of October. I thought they would have rocked with the belts, but I didn't know they're going to be that far ahead. Maybe they win again. Who knows? We had a lot of interference, ABC in the good hands, but it didn't feel too overbooked. The Rascalz win it, the filthy Rascalz. They're heels, obviously. Your thoughts on them being new champs this quickly, but also the integration of all. They're not busting the load really quick with ABC and Rascalz. I still think we get that at Bound for Glory. But your thoughts on everything this matchup included, and yeah, go with that.
I'm thinking about it. The landscape is low-key perfect for a good old-fashioned tag team King of the Mountain at Victory Road. ABC, Rascalz, Good Hands, JOYA, SubCulture. Just let them cook.
Wrestling, most professional wrestling
guys.
Yeah, Team 3D.
Throw them in there too. Dear God in heaven.
Bro, that scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
Who are they fighting?
The wrestling gods, most professional wrestling.
So the stable's gonna blow up.
I don't know.
Then not only is the stable gonna blow up, that's the match we get on paper. I don't know. I'm cool with what maybe they fight Yo-Yo.
I don't know.
But anyway, as far as the tag match,
tag division looking good.
Tag division is looking good. That match was crazy. I was legitimately surprised that the Rascalz won. That's why I text you, oh shit.
That's what it was. Okay. I would put a question mark because I mistimed when you sent that. So I was like, I don't know what he's referring to. I don't want to spoil anything. So I just put a question mark. But
I didn't want to either. That's why I didn't respond. I was
fair. Fair.
Wait, I know he was watching. Is he not watching?
I was.
Yeah. But yeah, I just knew that they were going to hold the belts till UK. I thought they were going to hold them motherfuckers. Yeah. And it would have been fine if they did that because, the belts wouldn't be on Impact every week or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But that would have given the rest of the division the chance to, catch up and heat up, just like it's been doing since SubCulture's won the belts and they've been gone.
I agree. That beautifully said, man. There's not much. That's it. These past few, like, the
all night draw still around there kicking it.
Yeah. Like that's the thing is with the SubCulture, I'm trying to get my words together, but the summer of SubCulture or whatever, when they were defending it and it was just airing on there, it didn't bother me at all because it was allowing these other teams to start building some momentum, the good hands to get back in the picture, and other teams to develop and grow, man. And then, so I was surprised for them to lose it, especially seeing the UK tours later. And, under the circumstances, though, ABC still got a part in it. Good Hands still got a part in it. I don't know, man. I'm all for that King of the Mountain. That'd be dope. I will say this. It's my only stink, and I'm going to keep saying because it flows from the Kenny King thing. I said this on the show before, and I said it to you via text. My dude needs to strip some more so we can get the dude some new gear. The same goes for the Rascalz. Look, it's not, and Leo Rush, I want to say this with as much kindness as possible because I know someone has a job that does it for Impact, and they've had it for a while, I think. I don't know if it's the same person. But the same person that made that Sangriento outfit for Amazing Red and Black Rain's outfit is the same person making this garbage that the Rascalz wore, Leo Rush wore, and everyone. They need to start putting... If we're going to take them seriously, you need to look the part as well. Maybe no one notices these things, but everyone just looks like iron-on gear. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a stickler, but... Is it just me? Does anyone notice
to me, it was just colors. The colors was fucking me up.
If you watch
the jerseys were fire. Those are the fucking I forgot the name of the brand, but
let's move on. Yeah, let's skip that. We disagree on the quality of those. But it just looks like to me it looks like what is that called? Cricket made stuff. And it's just always been, you could just tell when someone spends money, like a Deonna or someone, to get some great dope gear, or someone gets it from in-house. And I hate that, man. It just looks so cheap. At the same time, I know gear costs money, but at the same time, you look at AEW or you look at another show and look at the gear from one of their wrestlers, you could pick out the Impact wrestler based on gear. But anyways, that's my little fit. We're gonna move on from here to something that I actually enjoyed. And I don't say it's like I was surprised by it, but I was in the middle of a pay-per-view to have something that kind of sets the pace back a little bit. You could be one way or another, but I liked it. Eddie Edwards defeating Frankie Kazarian in a Killer Kowalski school match. Thought it had a dope use of old footage of the history of the audio recordings. Then the ending was a little wonky. The finish of the match, I mean, she just called him a piece of shit. Boom, okay. But they made up for it with the ending of the actual video. I liked how they ended there. The Bonnie and Clyde stuff with Lish and Eddie is gold. But your thoughts on the whole, a cinematic take on this match?
I was interested in how Eddie Edwards would fare in the cinematic realm. Honestly, and I don't mean this as any disrespect as towards his in-ring shit, because I love his in-ring. Yeah. Me and Eddie's my best friend.
Okay.
Eddie Edwards belongs in this cinematic universe almost permanently. Okay. I was rather impressed with his performance within this cinematic realm. With it did give you that kind of Rocky style vibe to the match. You know what I'm saying? And the match itself was cool. Everything was dope. I didn't like the music video ass entrance that everybody had that always ended the same with the doors of the joint closing.
Okay.
I feel like they could have chopped that a little better so we didn't have to watch that same shit twice.
Fair.
Fucked with the match. Didn't like the ending. I do love that Kazarian was so protective over the chair.
Yeah, right? Storytelling.
I did appreciate that.
And I like the Killer Kowalski glass over the head to end it all was pop me as well. So that you know, that's a good point with Eddie. I know you said that he belongs in there, but if you really think about it, him versus PCO with hitting PCO with the car, another cinematic thing. Him and Lashley fighting still, I think, in 2023. Outside your window.
They're outside
there in Carolina. So he's been part of some good shit, some memorable cinematic things. Maybe it's something that he should dive some more time into. But
something of rivalry that for some reason just when it gets brought up, everything comes rushing back, but it's not a rivalry that gets brought up enough. But go back to the Eddie and Sammy shit. When Eddie was obsessed with Sammy, and they fought in the forest.
Yeah, in the mirrors. He's in the mirror, and he's like,
Yeah, man. Look, my man Ed does this. Anthem needs to put Eddie in a Gravitas movie.
There you go.
You make the wrestling version of Rocky.
There you go.
Starring Eddie Edwards and Lish and PCO.
I'm here for it. I'm also here for the story time. I want to make a point of that because, obviously we're joking about the lighting and the gear and whatever else, little nitpicky things that are little big things. They still matter. I'm not going to hide from that. The lighting 100% matters. I still think the gear does too. You got to look your best, especially when you're putting out a TV product, because that's what this is at the end of the day. With that being said, we already mentioned a little bit of it, how it's set up for stories going on, but the storytelling within each match, and obviously this reminded me of that because this is literally a bell-to-bell story, not even before the bell, whatever this school match was, whatever you would call it. The storytelling in all of these matches, we take it for granted sometimes, and maybe that's because I don't watch much other wrestling anymore, but when I dive out of the world of Impact, I really appreciate the storytelling that happens even in an X Division match in Impact Wrestling. I don't know. It's something to applaud.
It's WWE really has been getting carried by the bloodline for the last 3.5 years. Okay. Now, granted, I've been helping them carry it because up until the shit before SummerSlam, when it started to be Roman versus Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Before that, I loved everything.
Yeah.
I love everything. After everything up until WrestleMania. And after that, I was just like, okay, we can kind of end it. And they just keep dragging this shit out. But outside of the bloodline, they haven't been able to generate anything with nearly enough creative juice.
You could tell me that Roman Reigns shits gold out there, and I'd believe you. I haven't seen it in so long, unfortunately. And that's not a diss. I just me, 86 minutes of television. I will say I met Roman Reigns at a Fridays once. Did I tell you that story?
You did not.
Oh, I haven't. Him, Jimmy or Jay, one of the two.
Probably both in different situations.
There's just one of the two. It was one of the twins. Jack, now Hager. So Jack and R-Truth came into the restaurant I managed and ate after a show. And
I remember.
Yeah, and they were so cool, man. Roman was quiet, and it was his birthday, and he got popped that day on the wellness program. And I was the guy who was like, hey, I just want to say it's cool that you're here. Tool. Anyways.
I just want to say it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool people. Anyways. So let's get back to Impact, because next is the return with no belt. And we're going to get a long explanation of why he has no belt. Love Tom and Matt. By the way, shout out to Matt for the first match, because I forgot to mention this. Talking about why things are under the ring but that a barbed wire board is because of premeditation. I love that, man. Little tidbits he does like that really get me. That was with the Eric Young and Diener match. He mentioned that. But here they're going to explain that he's wearing the Muta stuff because he doesn't have the belt and he wants to show that he's a main event, whatever. This is our former X Division champion, Sanada, coming back, which is awesome. He's going to defeat Jake something, who is trying to give us all a seizure before the match. But I thought this was solid. You could tell Jake didn't want to... He was going maybe like 90% maybe to protect... Jake is a hard hit. It makes everything look smooth but hard, right?
Yeah.
He's a heavy hitter. But he had his bubble wrap on for this match, and rightfully so. It's the IWGP champion, belt or not.
But also in the same breath, though, is someone from Japan. Like, they get down like that over there.
You would think so. But in this match, I don't think they really... got down. I know there's a "This Is Awesome" chant, but you could fart and "This Is Awesome" chant will come up.
Only real ones get TNA chants.
Yes, Chicago.
Love you.
You're number one now. I'm sorry, you're number one. Toronto, you took second. Maybe Atlanta. We'll see what happens. But anyways, none of this matters. The point is, Sanada versus Jake something. It was good. It was a solid match. Sanada looked interested. I don't know. Your thoughts on the match, how it came off, and what you thought about it. I don't know.
Real quick before I get on the match, Atlanta's number one because Atlanta's the only crowd that has... John Gresham is fucking over in Atlanta, and so much so this man garners ATL ho chants.
There's instances you can make for it, man. But
our case has been built. John Gresham's ATL ho chants. Us during fucking the fight pit with Speedball and Kenny King.
Good moments.
But the crowd, we carried. There's been hella moments where the crowd drops the ball.
And you know what else?
Hella moments.
It's that N64 entryway. When there's 8 people at center stage in that entryway, I can't do it. They got to get out of center stage. Happy that they're not going to be, and when they go to Vegas, no more Sam's Town. Did you hear that announcement? Hey, we're going to be right on the strip, man. Guess Lou's doing his thing, right?
But with your thing, isn't the Rebel like a well, I mean, yeah, it's a bigger, but it is like a bigger center stage because you had people at Rebel on the ramp. You know what I'm saying?
But full.
Even no, we were full in center stage.
Bro, there's like 8 people. It looked like an N64 game. I think people were holding signs from the 90s. There's
Nah, we was packed in that bitch.
Go back and watch.
I was there.
Go back and watch how it comes out on TV. Your guys are packed on the side. They can only fit like 8 at the entryway. That's how it's weird setup. Anyway,
and then
Sanada and Jake something. No one.
All right.
Okay. No one cares about.
I was about to shoot. But no, Sanada and Jake was cool. It was about what I expected, considering it was a non-title match. I honestly was surprised Sanada won. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Really?
Like I thought Jake was gonna get a non-title dub, and it's like, oh shit. Well, now he gets a shot at the belt, and then Victory Road, we get Jake and Sanada for the belt. Sanada wins, and everyone's happy, and Jake something gets put over for being fucking something.
After Multiverse, man, where we won, I think 8-2. I don't know if they need to give us anything, but I understand your point. I don't think they're gonna do their champion like that per se, but I get it.
Yeah, it would have been a stretch. Yeah, but
it was a hard fought. At least they give him the respect at the end.
That's facts.
Anything else on that? Or you want to move to the 8-man?
Nah, I'm cool. The 8-man was I rather enjoyed the 8-man. So
same here, man. The little I saw, like I Google Impact Wrestling and I'll see what they say on Twitter there. But it was hit or miss. I thought this was the example of examples when it came to what we were talking about earlier, where it's like 15 promos that they could have done over a course of 4 weeks of episodes, all done in one match. Like, we got so much shit out of this match, and not in an overbooked way it felt. It all felt organic. It wasn't I come in, I just do my move, go. There were that, of course, but it wasn't overdone. I just thought this was great on all accounts. Team Bully is going to win here if we want to call it that. It's Team Scumbag. But look what we got here. You got Moose pinning Josh, which there's obviously that history, which this is great for both of us because those are our two main, I think our main event dudes. Like, I would love that to be our dude. But then you have Shelly, who's killing it and doing a great job as champ, who's walking out on Josh, who's also mistiming stuff with Sabin, who, also has his buddies in there as well. So interesting with Time Machine dynamic. You got Macklin coming back and dude, when they had that stare off him and Josh and just go like, this is what we want. And then you have PCO and Bully. So there are so many things that came out of this.
And then you had the professional wrestling guys coming out looking like a team.
Right. And what I want to obviously know, I know if you liked it or not, but just overall your thoughts and what you liked most out of this and all that. But also, these are a lot of guys now having some intertwined issue all revolving around the world title.
Yeah.
I would say if we added 2 more, that would be 8 people that could be in a series of some sort.
A series leading up to Bound for Glory?
To a pay-per-view of some kind. Yeah, I think it just feels like we have some contenders that can all settle everything by facing each other weekly.
You want your final 2 contenders?
Yeah, lay it on me.
Jake something and Sanada.
What? Oh, after all of it. Oh, okay, look, I'll say this. I think Josh and Macklin don't need it because they could just face each other.
Yeah.
I think Shelly and Josh makes the most sense because he didn't lose it from him, and then there's this heat now. At the same time, Sabin and Shelly have some miscues. I'm not for them facing each other at Bound for Glory main event, but I understand it because you're going to fill the card with other things. But then you have Moose pinning Josh. I don't know, man. That's the greatness. I would never have thought that Sanada and Jake could have been the other 2, nor do I think they could have been the final 2. So you can play with anything and make it work here. So I like that.
And then to go back to the actual 8-man itself.
Right. Not the fantasy booking.
Look at the road to the world title, like you touched on. You got Josh's claim, bro, I never lost this bitch.
Right.
Shit. You got, Macklin got his rematch. You got Leo Rush, current ex-champ.
Fair.
He's like, shit, I can cash this in. Right. But he still has to deal with Sabin, who has his rematch clause.
And Kushida.
And Kushida with the X. So it's like,
yeah,
shit's thick. And then you want to go history. The history between the Motor City Machine Guns and Bully Ray is beautiful. You got Chris Sabin's world title win over Bully. And then Jeff, who's the only person to kick out of the 3D?
Chris Sabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of the meat on the bones, as we like to say in this one, man. And I thought it delivered not only for the Fallout episode, but it delivered for Victory Road. And as you're saying, there's stuff that would make sense for episode 1000.
I'm calling it now. Episode 1000, we're getting the Time Machine triple threat
against Spike Dudley and it's a brother run in the Team 3D.
Sabin,
against
Shelly,
each
Kushida.
other. Man.
For the title.
Ooh, I could see that. I could see that. Man.
That wouldn't. I don't think that would happen at Victory Road, because Victory Road you would have to get Sabin and Leo Rush out the way.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be settled before we figure out what we're looking at. Victory Road's a quick turnaround, man. By the way, if you guys are going, let me know. Meet up, have some good times. I'll show you around Sleepy Hollow. But we're going to get to something that's going to happen at Victory Road. Actually, screw it. Let's do that now, actually, really quick. Jordynne Grace.
Yeah.
Jordynne Grace returns at Victory Road after signing a new 2-year fat deal.
And it made me feel better that she signed the deal like before she even left. And it was just on some, bro, let me just take a vacay and then I'll be back type beat.
I said this on Reaction. Anytime someone says, yeah, I don't know when I'll be back, maybe next year, I'm cool, they're going to be back next month. And she announced she's back. Look, all she needs some time. Her schedule's going to be cool. She's going to have, I don't know if it's going to be that Brock-like schedule, but how she is and who her character is and being the Juggernaut, be that Brock. I don't give a shit.
Shit. The Impact schedule is already Brock's schedule. So if you're going to have a Brock schedule within Impact, you're working fucking BTI, bro.
Right. You know what's crazy? And that's what I want to, not to go back. That was the last point I wanted to hit with that 8-man. And this goes to Jordan returning for the Knockouts division as well, or DMC. Who friggin' knows? She could do everything.
Her and Tessa come back for the tag titles.
Bro, oh my God. Don't even. There is so much depth. And we've done shows where we've talked about depth, and we were struggling to find a third tag team at points, Lucha. A third main event title contender. Someone who made 2
months ago.
That was months ago. That's it. What they've done here and who they've retained, including Moose, who just got a pin on Josh, and Jordan, who just we're announcing is back. We're not announcing, but they announced his back. It's looking good, man.
Heath, who could honestly win the title tomorrow, and I would be 1,000,000% fine.
Who's that?
Heath.
Oh, at the DMC, yeah.
No, honestly.
The world?
Heath could honestly win the world title tomorrow, and I would be fine.
I think the world of Heath, and I think when he first came in and he was looking jacked and motivated and all that, man. But
let me edit my statement.
Okay.
If the current world title landscape wasn't what it currently was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Then and Heath win the title. Like, we got all those webs that we still have to figure out.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm here for all that. But if that wasn't the case.
Yeah, that's fair. I prefer he goes back and completes the 3MB prophecy and wins the world title there. But, I digress. Anyway, so Jordan's back, man. What a great addition. We're going to go into the main event from this, and we can kind of ball it all in because Deonna's going to pick up another tap-out loss here. So speaking how I was talking about Diener and getting a clear loss there with EY where it looks like we're moving on, I don't want to say we're moving on from Deonna, but what is Deonna moving on to?
Same with Frankie.
That's fair. Yeah, so there's a lot of people that, okay, so it's not that bad. But the only thing that scares me with her, obviously besides my love for her, is my love doesn't scare me. My love / her contract eventually running up scares me. Where does she go? Not where does she go otherwise, but within this company, what does she do? And shout out to Gail, who comes out and got a great pop and is announcing here for, which I love. I love that addition. And then I wanted to make a mention to Jade and her Michelle Pfeiffer, Selena Kyle look doing the ring announcing, which was cool. Anyways, your thoughts on the match, the finish here, because Deonna's tapping out twice in a row. What she's going to do and where Trinity moves on next. Is Jordan her clear-cut next challenger? I don't know. I still hope someone comes back, but
you gotta with Jordan before Deonna leaves. They've got to cross paths one more time, and Jordan's got to get her dub because if Deonna leaves, we're not gonna let her go without Jordan getting her dub.
Okay,
especially since Jordan's sticking around. So. Yeah. If you want to believe that Deonna's leaving, Jordan's back on the way out, we got to run that back one more time.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm sure she would have no problem doing the honors.
I honestly would like where I see Deonna going is kind of like back to I don't want to call it a gatekeeper type role or whatever, but like if there's someone somewhere else popping smoke, like someone, if Tony Khan decides to stop being a dickhead and, let us get a woman, to have an interpromotional program with. Mm-hmm. If I'm Impact and you got to send someone who's not your champ,
yeah,
I'm sending D.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Wow. So therefore she's still riding for the cause, but she's not like.
So you mean she's going to take up the one match on the pay-per-view for AEW? She's going to go up there and be the one woman's match?
She could be the one that gets them too.
I mean, she's worth it. It's not a matter of the value we see. It's the value of what they see. But that's a different story. They're paying 5 digits to somebody to sit with a walking boot in the crowd and wave.
You want to talk about fucking Forbidden Door I'm still shooting off this from last year. What's more of a forbidden door thing than having an Impact talent fight an AEW talent for a Ring of Honor belt at Forbidden Door, not on fucking Dynamite?
I could say so many things right now, but what I can say is, yeah, I'm with you with that. As far as Deonna being that person who steps up next, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Deonna versus Jordan. Huh?
Send Deonna to New Japan Strong, you know.
Julia, that is a talent, dude.
I still haven't seen the show, so I still haven't seen her match. So I'm still like, who's this bitch?
Good stuff. And I think maybe it's her versus Deonna at Bound for Glory, since we're getting Ospreay, which we're going to mention in just a second. So maybe that's the great gatekeeper terminology. I like that there. But Trinity, let's hit that really quick. Let's hit that subject up quick. Kind of not beat everyone. There's still a lot of meat on the bones with other people. But how do we get her next? Oh, no, we know how we get it. There's a battle royal at the Fallout to name her opponent for what? Victory Road or for Bound for Glory?
I think it's Victory Road.
Okay, so Victory Road. So there's going to be someone in the meantime before we get there. Thoughts really quick. I'm going to name some names of the...
There's only one name you have to say.
Is it Mickey or Tasha?
Tasha.
Okay.
Because honestly, if you're going to... And it's no slight on Tasha. You know, I love Tasha,
yeah.
You know, for the club in a bit. But you put Trinity versus Tasha Steelz or Trinity versus Mickie James for Bound for Glory. Which one you going with? For Bound for Glory.
For Bound for Glory, I mean, and I love Tasha, but it'd be Mickie.
Yeah, so I feel like Mickie would make her appearance maybe like around Victory Road or episode 1000. Episode 1000 seems like a perfect place to do that.
Okay, so that means we need Tasha would come in the meantime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
that'd
maybe
be cool.
Tasha
wins. Oh, if she's a surprise return.
Battle Royal.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be cool with that. As long as it gets her back in the mix, man. But, okay, that's where I see that too. I think it's Tasha, Mickie. I don't think they're going to put Jordan in that situation because she's not going to win, I don't think.
She'll just be showing up.
Right. Well, I mean, Bound for Glory. But, yeah.
Or maybe Bound for Glory is Trinity and Jordan.
It could be. It would make sense, and it would be a heavy profile match. It's just, yeah, there's nothing really to it. I just think Mickie would be something Trinity hasn't touched yet that would be interesting to everyone involved. So, but let's move on really quick. Not take anything from that because we're gonna sum up everything and hit our favorite matches and whatever. But Will Ospreay heading to Bound for Glory. We don't know in what capacity, but we know it's gonna be a banger. I don't want you to think of storyline. I don't want you to think of who's already in something, who's a champion, would he win a belt, none of that shit. Just when you hear Will Ospreay's name, you hear Bound for Glory as being the venue or event, who is the man he faces?
Speedball.
Yeah, Speedball. The only other person I had was Josh, but because of the storylines and other things going on, that makes more sense for me. So as much as I would dream match that, I think Speedball, who isn't per se into something and is just, hey, I wrestle matches, gatekeeper kind of thing, I'm for it. And that's going to be, if we get, so look, we've just fantasy booked, right? We don't know. But I think Josh and Maclin, something I said that the reason they got the belt off Shelley in the first place was I think because they wanted to get back to Josh and Maclin. Timing wasn't right, but we got back there. So I still think that that's the feud that's going to be a matchup Bound for Glory. I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with the world title. Say we have Trinity versus whoever. Jordan, Mickie, any of that. We have the Rascalz versus ABC, maybe. Ospreay versus Speedball. Is this Bound for Glory going to be one of the best possible Bound for Glories? With all the potential things going on right now, does it have the possibility to be one of the best in the past decade?
If the crazy shit that I just thought of happens, it could be up there. Because let's say, okay, so you know how it looks like Chris Sabin is saying that Leo Rush keeps ducking him.
Right. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the X Division title.
So, what if Sabin versus Kushida for the X?
For the X.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that or somehow Sabin finagles the bagel and gets a world title shot versus fucking Shelly. Beat Shelly. And then it's like he's going to Lio Rush. It's like, well, you can't run from me now. You want to cash in option C? You got to go through me, Brody.
I mean, that's great. I just think, pushing through Shelly and ruining and taking away his title reign just so he could get to Lio Rush is a slap in the face to Shelly. Like and what he's done with this title. So I get what you're saying, and I think that's a good possibility, but I don't want to see the main event Sabin versus Lio Rush for the world title. I just
I don't think that will, you know what I mean? I don't think that would be the main event. I don't think the men's world title would be the main event of Bound for Glory.
I think Trinity versus Mickey is? Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. Let's see. I think they're gonna. I think the
which one name wise is bringing in more.
Oh yeah, straight up it would be that. But also we don't know where we'll be. Let's see if there's a Bound for Glory series. Let's see what there is. Maybe there isn't any of this. And if that's the case, yes, Trinity versus Mickey would be dope. But yeah, no. What other way we cut this? Because there's so many. I heard Ultimate X is coming back at the Fallout as well, or at Victory Road. One of the two.
1,000.
Episode 1000, even better, which they have to go for something. Are they going for Kushida's X or are they going for the belt? So maybe we get the payoff there. But either way, man, there's a lot going on in Impact and a lot of good shit as part of that.
It's even a male Ultimate X.
What's that?
Who's to say it's even a male Ultimate X? What if it's an Ultimate X for the DMC?
Hey, that's true. It could be for anything. It could be for anything. But
Ultimate
I
X
think if
for
it's
the
episode
world
1000, then it's the history. I don't know. But yeah, man. So let's grade the show overall. We talked about a lot of positives, but obviously there's some glaring things that, well, they weren't glaring. Well, some were glaring, and some were just shadows. And I love Bret Hart and I love wrestling with shadows, but not when I'm watching a pay-per-view, I guess. What you're? I can't wait to do TNAIW, man. I can't to do a shitty Bret Hart impression.
Bret Hart returns.
The return of Bret Hart, man. But your thoughts overall on the show, because there's so much good as well, including Jordynne Grace returning, Will Ospreay making that announcement. Overall.
Okay, honestly, like if you take this show and put it at literally any other venue Impact runs, the glaring shit honestly would not have been that bad.
Fair. But because
because of the fact that this was our shit. This is our arena. This fucking nightclub is this is where Bound for Glory should be, goddammit. Bound for Glory at Rebel.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's like it's like
add lasers to that bitch. I'll punch a hole through a wall.
Lucha. It's like, and this is maybe not a great reference, but you know the restaurant industry a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's like getting a chance to work in a 5-star and then microwaving all the food. That's what they did at the Rebel. Like you have this. Anyways, okay, but
y'all was just there in April and you saw how that bitch looked. Oh my god, this shit looked like fucking daytime in nightclub. Like this looked like the club on a Saturday afternoon at 4:00.
Oh shit!
They didn't give a fuck about it inside of there because shouldn't no one be in there anyway.
they said, hey, we got this Ospreay video for the end of the night.
Man.
No, okay. All right. So put that aside. All the other stuff. Those are the little nitpicking. Big things. What would you give it?
The only reason why it's this low is because of that shit. But at the same time, it is a very fucking strong C+. It's the highest C+ you could possibly get. Whatever is a tick under B-, I have to give it that.
I can't do it. I can't let it burst the bubble of everything else that was good.
And then not only
Joy.
that, not only that, also at the end of the day, like wrestling wise, it was great. It's about what we expect out of Impact. But storyline wise, there wasn't that much movement. There was realigning.
Okay.
There wasn't movement.
I thought there was good storytelling that really, but yeah, it wasn't apparent. Like, this is what's going to happen. So I get that. It was setting the plate.
You don't expect shit out of WWE Payback. So, Emergence can't be that much.
Well, either way, with all that being said, I was still going to go B. So we're not that far off. Would it have been if it was the Rebel and it was the Rebel? We're talking B plus, A minus. I mean, this match
A plus.
Yeah, this was good shit. I'm not gonna say that dropped it so low. There were other things, little nitpicky things, but I thought
the ending of Deonna Trinity to me was a little flat. Like, it just kind of happened, and I was in normal because Slammiversary. Yeah, Slammiversary when Deonna tapped, I was like, oh shit. Yeah. Emergence, she tapped. I was like, oh shit.
I'm gonna be real. Trinity with a submission is just not for me. I like she uses the Bubba Bomb. I like she uses. There's other moves she uses. I think she's so athletic that I don't know, but it's not bad. But I get what you're saying. Overall, let's get that too. So we get our grades. What gives your match of the night honors here?
SubCulture versus Rascalz.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the gear, I swear. No, that was a damn good match.
To bring a gimmick from Go-Go Power Rankings over, that was the Lucha Doncic TNA chant match of the night.
Ooh, all right, let's go with that. I'm there with you. Followed by, because I do like the storytelling, and I also normally hate 8-man, 6-man tags if they're not told right, because you get the same shit, you get the same tempo. Yeah. I thought it was damn good, so I'll go with that as well. But overall, a good outing. Looking forward to Victory Road. Looking forward to being there in episode 1000 as well. Get with me, guys. We are going to have to start some TNA chants if you like it or not. Yes. But I want to thank you all for rocking with me, man. Rocking with Lucha. Rocking with this channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Make sure you check out Go-Go Power Rankings on Tuesdays. TNA 2K on Wednesdays. LOL 3NA coming back at some point soon in September, I hope, because I could use a damn good laugh. And to everyone who reached out, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Lucha, what do you got, man?
As always, shout out Diamond Villain. Shout out everybody.
You guys got a symbol? Are you guys the Rock? What do you?
Well, it's just too sweet. I actually had another version of it. It was like, it's a too sweet, but it's with different fingers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it's like, you're kind of making a D. D's and nuts. Then there's your V.
Oh, Diamond Villains. Right.
And it's still, you do too sweet.
Remember that time? I still remember that video when I first met you with Scott. Scott
threw this up. Dog, the fact that I have Scott D'Amore shouting out Diamond Villains and hitting the jet light, shit.
I thought he was doing a Samoa Joe. I thought he was doing the
because when I hit him with the correction of the pronunciation of Doncic, I was like, hey, can you also shout out the Diamond Villains and throw it up for the one time? And then he did it like that, and I was just like,
what a good boss, man.
I love him.
What a good president. I do too, man. I do too.
He's the Diamond Villain for sure.
At the end of the day, we can all have different opinions on things. We can like different things. We can point out different things. But at the end of the day, the place we're in right now, and I hate to just be the silver lining part of it, because I'm not real. There's so much good shit that it's not a silver lining. We're in such a good place right now. And a month ago after Slammiversary, I wasn't feeling that. Which is, maybe it was a mix of things. But either way, the depth, and maybe it's all these people returning and re-sign. It's just good energy right now, man. And I don't want to bring anyone other company down to say we're going to be lifted because of that. But you guys got to look at the landscape, Impact fans. Keep pushing for Impact. Keep spreading the good word. Do it in the right way. Don't get into all the bullshit and the tribalism, because Impact's time's coming. I just feel like it is. And there's other companies that are doing some big things, but also the bottom's falling out at sometimes, man. With these fan bases. You're asking, I know we mentioned before the Brock schedule that Impact has. There's not much that Impact asked the fans to do as far as buy this, buy that, buy that. So I don't think our fan base is tapped out. I think we're going to start tapping into other fan bases, if that makes sense. I just think there's certain people that are on the fringe that are over the bullshit of some of the other things and are more open now to giving Impact a chance than ever before.
My only thing is, and this is coming from a certified card-carrying AEW hater, I just want everybody, it's at the end of the day, it's all the same shit. Like, if you put a ring on my TV and say, hey, this dude that you know can fight is fighting this dude that you also know can fight, and they've never fought before, or they have fought before, or whatever. You put that in front of me and I'll watch.
Right.
How much of it I watch, that varies.
Right.
I legit watched, I didn't watch All In, I watched the pre-show. That sight of that crowd, that size, and the whole energy and all that shit, coming from an AEW hater, that shit was beautiful.
Yeah, but and kudos to them, man. I think the thing is I don't think it's AEW love, and I don't want to shit on that. I think it's pro wrestling love. I don't know if all those fans were whatever, and maybe they are. Maybe they're all AEW fans and only AEW fans. But what I think it is just a area, and I'm not going to speak for the UK, but that is just hungry for pro wrestling. And I think there's a lot of untapped markets that are hungry for pro wrestling. We're adding dates on the UK tour. Not 80,000 seaters, but the point is I think there's a lot of hungry wrestling fans out there.
We got the joint with AAA coming.
Got the joint with AAA
That's going to be on Access, apparently.
Right. I just think there's so much good synergy within the business and with the fan bases that are more open. And maybe it doesn't need another one to fail for us to get bigger by any means. My point was that I think there's just some fringe fans who are just like Impact fans. They don't really argue that much. They don't bitch about things that, well, whatever. They just watch it, enjoy it, talk about it, and invite people, for the most part, into the community. And I think we're reaping the benefits of that now because people are over the other bullshit. You could just watch Impact. No one's going to yell at you for it. No, well, there's some turds out there. But you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the timing is good and ripe for the taking. So,
Impact is just like, because AEW, WWE, there as far as like what they do, as far as like their marketing and like their fan bases or whatever, they're very reactive to one another.
Right.
Impact just does shit.
Stay in their lane.
Yeah, they see what's going on, but they get like peaks of it. But they just do what they do, you know what I'm saying? And then and that's why I rock with them, because they don't worry about it.
They have tunnel vision. For better or worse, but they have tunnel vision. And that's the one thing, man. I always say that to anybody. If you stay in your lane and you keep doing it, you might not get the quick pop of if you're arguing with someone or if you're doing this or that or trying to stay in the thick things. But if you stay in your lane and you do put out quality work, it will get recognized. And I think we're on the precipice of that. So, Impact Wrestling, keep doing what you're doing. Light the place. And then the product will obviously light it in the ring. So, lot to look forward to. I'm happy.
Light it in the Rebel.
So light it in the Rebel. All right, guys. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Keep rocking with us. We'll keep rocking with you. Look forward to September 10th live here with the live chat. Victory Road review and episode 1000. Whispers. We'll keep it spoiler free. For Lucha myself, thank you. Hit like and subscribe. Check out GoGo Power Rankings. Talk to you guys. Oh, and 2K. Check out 2K. Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you for coming out. God bless and good night. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
TNA cross the line.